Hello, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We are back today with another decorating video. I am so excited to jump into our main bedroom here in our house. It feels so cozy and serene and organic in here, and this is my safe space. We're going for a more traditional classic Christmas style here for this room. So we will be incorporating tons of darker reds and a whole bunch of Christmas greenery all throughout the room. I recently purchased these burgundy bed sheets by the brand Cozy House Collection, and they are so stunning. The red is a deep, darker burgundy, which is the red that I'm using this year for Christmas. So it goes perfectly with the rest of my house and the theme this year. But these sheets are so soft and so affordable, you guys. This is not sponsored. I bought these sheets myself, but these are made from half bamboo material. So they are super cozy, and they're also mixed in with the rayon material. So that can make the price super affordable. It still has that soft, thin bamboo sort of texture, but it's just half the price of normal bamboo sheets. So I really love these. They have a ton of different colors too, and definitely the best price of bamboo sheets I've ever seen. I really do love these. I got the red duvet cover and the red sheet set, and they both come with pillow shams too, so that's very convenient. I'm gonna layer all of our bed pillows up against the back, and I'm kind of propping them up against the throw pillows, so the red pillows kind of stick out and show over the top of the throw pillows. This just kind of brings the red over to the top of the bed. Tried a few different pillow combinations, but I came up with this one. I'm using these two vintage pillows from Target, and I couldn't decide which one I liked better and which one should be the main pillow, so I just put both, and it actually worked out great. I think that this pillow combination really complements each other well. I'm using this Christmas quilt that I purchased from TJ Maxx, but it is a green and red plaid material on one side and then some holly berries, like a floral pattern, on the other. The red and the berries are also more burgundy toned on the quilt, so it really goes well with the rest of the sheets on the bed. We're folding this quilt on the bed accordion style, so you can see the pattern on both sides of the quilt. This also gives the quilt more volume and just makes it feel more cozy and thicker on the bed. For above our bed, I want to change out our picture frame. This picture that was originally there is from Desenio. The frame is also from Desenio as well. I love their prints and their frames. Their frames especially are such good quality, and they're just nice to have on hand, even if you're going to print out your own print like I'm doing. This is a gingerbread village sort of thing. This is a print I made myself. It took quite some time, but I am obsessed with the end result. It has pops of red here and there throughout, and there's just lots of little detail. So I just printed this out in a poster size, and then I'm gonna tape it to the back of the print that was already there and kind of use that print to look like it's the white mat around the picture frame. Then I just flipped the picture over, hung it up on the wall, and that is it. This is definitely my favorite way to switch up your decor, is just changing out the art pieces, because it is so quick, so easy, and so affordable too. I also felt like it needed a little bit more greenery, so I made a little swag with some extra sprigs that I had, and I just hung a cascade of bells and put a bow on top of everything. And I wanted it to feel asymmetrical, so I just put it on one side instead of having it in the middle. I do have this available on my Etsy shop if you wanted to download it so you can print it out at home too. I've made a lot of prints this season, and this is probably the one that took me the longest, but also my favorite one. I love this one so much. For the bench at the end of my bed, I'm gonna dress it up with some rustic bells. So I have this large one from Walmart, and then I have a smaller one from TJ Maxx that I'm gonna set right beside it. And then beside that one, I'm gonna take the Pottery Barn bell candle. And I'm just gonna take off the top and lean it against the bell so it feels a little bit more casual. Over here, I'm gonna take this little wood stool from Olive Atelier, and I'm just gonna put this in this corner, and I always put a little plant or a tree in this corner of some sort. And because it's not big enough for a whole Christmas tree, I'm just gonna pop this afloral little potted pine tree on top. This is so cute, perfect for Christmas too. It's very unique, it's different, and it looks so realistic in my opinion. It's also on major sale this weekend for Black Friday, so if you've had your eye on it, now is the time to get it. For this nightstand, I'm gonna stack some books and then put this stone mortar on top. This is a vintage stone mortar from Olive Atelier. And then I'm just gonna put some Christmas potpourri inside. For the other side, I want to give a similar look, but I don't want it to be the same. So I'm just going to stack one book and then put this vintage gold picture frame on top. This has a print of a Christmas bouquet. This is another print that I made that is also available down below. These TV stands are from Walmart, and they're actually a pack of two. So they're actually two separate ones that I just pushed together to make one long TV stand. These are another thing that are on sale right now for this Cyber weekend. So they are a great price to begin with, but especially after the discount. I really want to decorate this so it looks and feels like a mantle. So instead of using decor on here, I'm just going to lay some garland and make my own little greenery arrangement. I'm using my tried and true cedar garland. I use this every year in every spot in my home. This is from Hobby Lobby. You honestly don't need to pair any other garland with it because of how full it is, but I chose to put this one on top because I love the burgundy accents it has throughout. Is this one from Target from Studio McGee. It's very, very affordable, and this one surprised me so much, you guys. I did not expect this garland to be such good quality, especially for it being Target and for the price being so great. It barely needed any fluffing, to be honest. It was very easy to work with right out of the box, and it just looks so beautiful. The stems look realistic. There is a variety of foliage on this garland, and it truly is so, so beautiful. I'm using these wicker trees from Target. These are from the Studio McGee line. I got all three sizes, and I'm just gonna put them on one end of the garland. I'm gonna kind of weave them in and out throughout the branches so they feel like they're kind of sitting in the garland. I decorated our mantle downstairs with a very symmetrical look. So for this one, I thought it would be fun to change it up and do something very asymmetrical. So on this side, I'm gonna dangle this cedar stem so it looks like the garland is coming off of one side. I want this to look big and grand and have tons of different foliage throughout. So I'm just gonna take a whole bunch of extra picks that I've had, and I'm just gonna stick them in this one side of the garland. I'm kind of using the TV stand to hold a lot of the stems, especially in the back, because a lot of the stems are pretty much just standing straight up. I want it to be very obviously asymmetrical. So I'm making one side a lot taller with a lot more foliage and sprigs throughout. I'm using some berry stems. I'm using the stems from Hearth and Hand, the pine stems. I'm using some cedar stems. And I also got some of these burgundy eucalyptus stems, and I'm gonna put them throughout the garland. This garland also comes with burgundy stems on it throughout, but I wanted to add just a little bit more. And I'm also gonna be using these on my trees too. So I wanted to kind of bring the burgundy over to the garland a little bit more so they can complement each other. I'm adding these rustic hanging bells from Walmart to the side where the garland is draping off. And then on top of the greenery, I'm gonna add this burgundy colored ribbon. I just tied this in a bow, and I'm just gonna stick it on top of the greenery where it's hanging down. I found this cutie little red bird. I think it's called a cardinal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I just think this is adorable. And I didn't know where I was gonna put this, so I tried different places in my room, but I actually ended up finding the perfect spot for it. He just fit in so perfectly. It looks like he's in a little nest with all of the twigs and the greenery around him. And I really do think this little birdie makes the entire garland. I knew I wanted a Christmas tree in here, and we actually tried a few different ones. So you'll have to let me know which one you prefer the best in here. The first tree we tried was this King of Christmas tree. This is the Noble Fir King of Christmas tree. It is the 7-foot tree, and we just put these twinkle lights by the brand Alney on them so they can twinkle. I love these lights, by the way, if you are looking for any twinkle lights. I mentioned these lights before because we also put these lights on our tree in our living room. For the outside, we put the lights on our front porch, the front side of our house, and along the back fence, and they just make a huge impact on our overall space. This pack comes with 1,000 lights for only around $30 per pack right now. I also love how flexible and easy to work with these lights were. The cord is also a forest green color, so it blends in almost seamlessly with the tree, and it's very easy to conceal with the pine needles. These little guys look small in size, but boy oh boy are they bright. They're also waterproof, of course, so very durable for the outdoors. And my favorite part about them is that they have a tangle-free design. That's very true now that I'm thinking about it. It didn't tangle once when I was putting them on the tree and when Nick was putting them up outside too. I got the ones in warm white. We have a bright white house, so I wanted to warm it up a bit and add some contrast with the warm colored lights. These lights have 8 different light modes too, with different twinkling speeds and patterns. It's all controlled by a remote, or there's a timer you can set to automatically turn the lights off or on whenever you need. I very much appreciate the fact that these lights are dimmable too, so I'm able to tone it down to match the mood of the house or the weather outside. We used 1 box for a tree inside and 5 boxes for the entire outside, and that was more than enough to cover everything. These lights are by the brand Alney, who I'm also partnering with for this portion of today's video. Like I said, you can find these lights on Amazon, so I'll be sure to leave the link to shop down below in the description box. I do like this tree. It is a little bit more sparse than the other trees, and it does need a lot of fluffing, but I tried this tree with several different ornaments. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and they just ended up being a bit too red for my liking. I just feel like they're a little bit too bright for what I was going for. And then for the bottom, I'm gonna take this tree collar and I'm actually gonna turn it upside down. You may need a bigger tree collar if you want it to fit all the way around, but I don't really care because it's in the corner. Mine didn't fit completely and it didn't clip in the back, but I just kind of shoved that part up against the corner so you couldn't see it. And then I stuck this burgundy red blanket inside to cover up the tree stand and everything inside, and to make it feel like it's a little pot or a basket. So this is the end result of that tree. I love the concept of the tree in the basket. I love the way that that looks, and I wanted to show you guys that, but the tree itself was just a little bit too big and the ornaments were a little bit too red. I wasn't feeling it, so we decided to switch it up. I'm gonna use these cashmere fir trees from Walmart, and these are skinny trees. This is the 7.5 foot size one, and they have different sizes, but I actually got 2 of the 7.5 foot ones, and because I wanted them to be different sizes, I just took the middle part out of one of them and I just layered on a whole bunch of duct tape so the bar would fit snugly into the bottom half, and I just put the top half of the tree on the bottom half of the tree, and that actually, to my surprise, worked. But you could also just get like a 3.5 foot tree and a 7.5 foot tree, but if you already have the trees, this is another way that you could do it. So for these trees, I want them to be sisters, but not twins. So I'm gonna use those same burgundy eucalyptus stems that I used for the garland, and I'm just gonna spread these all throughout the tree. For the smaller tree, I'm gonna add in these clear berry picks with the burgundy stems and call it good for the whole tree. And then for the taller tree, I'm gonna add in this beautiful gold tinsel along with the eucalyptus stems, and also these mini cone-shaped bells that will kind of tie off with the cone-shaped bells over here on the TV stand. We're putting up this beautiful star from Hobby Lobby for one tree, and then this cutie little angel that's just an ornament that we used as a tree topper that's also from Hobby Lobby for the other one. I really did like the Christmas tree in a basket pot look. So I tried that for these ones, but it just didn't work because having both trees, the base was just too wide. So instead, I'm just gonna layer in some extra blankets that I had. I'm gonna use a fur blanket. This is super thick, so it will give that nice, cozy, thicker texture. And then on top of that, I'm just gonna use the top sheet that came with our burgundy sheets. Since we have a duvet cover, we don't use a top sheet. So I'm just gonna use that to layer on the top of the fur blanket so it feels a lot more layered and cozy. In front of the trees, I'm gonna add another rustic round stool, and I'm gonna take that same burgundy bow and just tie a bow around it. Then I'm gonna take this extra sprig that I just picked off of my garland, and I'm gonna tuck that into the bow. And then I'm just gonna put some of those same mini bells that I put on the tree above it on this little stool down below. So it kind of feels like the bells fell off of the tree, sort of. I wanted the bow to kind of feel like a present under the Christmas tree or by the Christmas tree. So that is kind of what I was going for, and I really like how it turned out. You'll have to let me know which tree situation you liked better. Did you like the one bigger sparse tree in the basket, or do you like these two smaller trees with the stool in front instead? We have this cute little window that is my favorite that lets in the most light in our house. So I wanted to dress it up and put a wreath there. This is the same foliage as that garland. It's the Studio McGee one, but it's just in a wreath. It has a long burgundy velvet bow on it too. So that matches all of the burgundy accents that we're decorating with as well. Both this wreath and the garland have a really good sale going on right now for Cyber Monday. But the sale actually ends today, and it is such a good price right now. So if you wanted to get these as a gift or even some decor for next year if you've already decorated, now is the time to snag them, especially because the sale ends today. I wish it was longer. I wanted to add some greenery over to this wall where the mirror is. So I'm just gonna put another one of my vintage elmwood stools right under the mirror, and I'm gonna prop this mini Christmas tree on top. This is the cypress tree from the My Texas House line from Walmart. I love the wispiness of this tree and the real touch look. It also comes pre-lit, and I think it just fits perfectly in this corner. I'm also gonna put this little red bow on top to bring the burgundy over to this side.